Hello and welcome to this first Isla Studios video review. For this I've come to Saligo Bay on the west coast of the island, probably one of the most photogenic beaches we have. And today I'm going to be testing the Lee Filters Big Stopper. Now historically, if you wanted long exposures during the middle of the day, that was very difficult to do. Unless you had cheap film cameras with very long exposures, small aperture lenses, very difficult. But now Lee have brought out the Big Stopper, a piece of glass that's so dense that you can't see through it. In fact, if I put it to the lens of the camera that this video is being shot on, you probably won't see a thing. It is that dense. This will actually reduce exposure by a full 10 stops. Amazing stuff. So, how does it work? Because the filter is so dense, you need to focus the camera manually prior to putting the filter onto the camera. You can either set the camera to automatic and let the camera set the focus and then switch it back to manual, or you can just focus the lens manually in the traditional way. It's done, then the exposure needs to be set. And again, once the same, you can set the exposure automatically and then transfer all the settings into a manual system. So let's see what we've got. In this current setting, we have an exposure time of a 25th of a second at f22. So we'll just dial that in manually. Set our focus, and then we can put the filter into the holder. You'll notice on the filter there's a velvet ring around there to stop any light coming into between the filter and the holder itself. So that goes in on the camera side of the holder. Now of course we've still got now to take off 10 stops from the exposure time. Luckily Lee give you a little ready reckoner. So we could go from there. Our exposure time from the 30th of a second is going to now be a 30-second exposure with the filter in place. So let's take a picture. And a quick scan of the picture on the preview screen shows that it's done its job. All the waves merged and I've got a smooth sea escape. So what's the verdict on this? For those people who already use the Lee filter system, well then you already have the holder and the rings, so that will make it a lot cheaper. This single piece of glass is £90, which is fairly expensive just for one filter. But if long exposures during daylight is your thing, well then it's perfect. It does exactly what it should do. Daylight today, 60 per second is the longest exposure time you could get, and now we're shooting down to 30 seconds. These are some of the results I got from the Lee Big Stopper during a short spell on Saligo Bay this morning. And don't forget, when shooting long exposure times, maybe several minutes, a fresh battery in the camera is absolutely vital, and also your cable release or electronic release.